everyone, it's Gina. I am back in the kitchen, and today I am making cornbread stuffing, so to speak. Actually, where I'm from, it's dressing, and stuffing, the connotation is you're actually putting it in the bird. So, and I don't do that as a general rule. So what you're going to need, this is 1 pan full of regular cornbread. I've made this on the channel before. So if you don't know how to make regular cornbread, please go look at the video that I have made the cornbread in. So 1 regular recipe of cornbread. The other stuff you're going to need is a couple eggs. You're going to need some celery. I've got some onions. I've got turkey stock. We use sage in my family, but you can also use poultry seasoning. And you are going to need some salt of some sort. Okay. And, oh, yeah, and you're going to need some bread, just regular white bread. That is what my family puts in there. So, I am not actually sauteing this like I normally would when I make the stovetop type. So, I'm trying to do all this stuff one-handed, y'all. So, there is the celery and the bread cubes. Okay, so I was actually asked to make this recipe, y'all, by a viewer. This is one that I decided I could make because I try to, when I am making recipes, try to make things that the average person would be able to make and things that people would generally have on hand. You know, I try not to do extravagant things. I was asked to make clam chowder. To me, that is something that most people would not have necessarily. Clams, either fresh or canned, hanging around. So, and that is, right now, that stuff is very expensive. So to me, that's more of a luxury type item that the average person may not be able to afford necessarily. I do put a lot of sage in mine, y'all, mostly because I like the flavor of sage. So, and it makes it taste good. If you are going to use poultry seasoning in yours, then do cut back on the amount of salt, because there is salt in the poultry seasoning. I do put salt in mine. I think it makes it taste better. That's just me. If you have a salt allergy or salt, like if you have high blood pressure and you're supposed to cut back, or heart problems where you're supposed to cut back on your salt, please use a salt substitute, or just don't use salt at all. So this is the way I grew up eating my dressing / stuffing. This is the way my dad made it. Yes, my dad made it at my house growing up. So my dad had this made early Thanksgiving morning. In fact, he made the cornbread a couple days in advance. We saved up the end pieces, the crust pieces of the bread for several weeks. I mean, you know, we were an average size family, we could easily go through a couple of loaves of bread a week, you know, with the average size family and people taking lunches and stuff to work, to school, places like that. So, you know, a couple loaves of bread was nothing that looked, and yes, that looks soupy, but it will soak up in the bread, it will soak up in the cornbread, and it won't be soupy when you bake it. So, just looks a little wet right now. But this is really good stuff, y'all. It's not, as y'all see, very hard to make this. It's the chopping and making the cornbread is what takes the time, but really it's not that much time anyway. My dad was an early riser. He'd still get up, you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock, even on Thanksgiving morning, maybe 6:30 at the latest. And by the time I was 14 or so, I'd taken over doing the turkey. So I'd just, you know, get up after he got the dressing in the oven. That way we could just reheat it, you know, by the time we got to making everything get about ready. But as soon as he had that in, I would go ahead and get up and get the turkey started so that I could pop that right in the oven as soon as this came out. Now, I do mine a little bit backwards because, like I said, I'm making this as a request video, and it's kind of hard to do one-handed, y'all. But we're doing this. Now, this bakes in a 350-degree oven for about 45 minutes until it kind of gets golden on top. How do you know it's done? It looks set. Normally, I'd put like another egg in here, but y'all know how egg prices are right now. I am not putting another egg in here because eggs are too expensive right now. Just saying. But anyway, as soon as I get this, and this will fill like a 9x13 pan. So, just so y'all know about what size, this would easily feed 12 people at least, maybe a few more than that if you cut the pieces kind of small. So, you know, it just depends. Now, if you have many more than, like, say, 15, I would make 2 batches of it. I really would. And make just 2 big pans, or make it, what is it, an 11x13, 11x14, whatever a bigger size pan is, so that you've got a little bit more. People are going to ask, can you use Jiffy corn muffin mix? Yeah, it's just going to give you a really sweet tasting and stuff on this, and it's a little bit better savory in my opinion. It's not that you can't use Jiffy corn muffin mix, but it's better if you make regular cornbread and stuff first and crumble it up really small. That's the best way to do this. I use cornmeal mix, so it means it's already got the flour, the baking powder, and the salt in there with the cornmeal. So it kind of takes out a little bit of the steps and stuff as far as adding extra things in there, because it's already all mixed together. Anyway, like I said, this is going to go in a 9x13 or 9x11. So 9x13, yeah, 9x13 pan. So, and it cooks for about 45 minutes. I will take a picture of it when I get it out of the oven to add on to here. If you haven't already, click like, which is the thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.